Hello and welcome. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran and you're watching Express News on DD India. Let's get started. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday dedicated to the nation the successful implementation of 3 new criminal laws. Prime Minister Modi visited an exhibition showcasing practical applications of the new laws, demonstrating how they are already reshaping the criminal justice landscape. The Prime Minister, along with Home Minister Amit Shah, watched a live demonstration simulating a crime scene investigation under the new laws. Prime Minister Modi also addressed the gathering at the Punjab Engineering College Hall in Chandigarh. He said that the new criminal laws signify the end of colonial-era laws. The 3 new criminal laws, the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita and the Bharatiya Sakshi Adhiniyam were implemented nationwide on 1st July 2024. India's President Draupadi Murmu conferred the National Awards for Empowering Persons with Disabilities on 33 individuals and institutions in New Delhi on Tuesday on the occasion of the International Day of Persons with Disabilities. Speaking on the occasion, the President talked about the importance of empowerment. The awardees expressed their gratitude on being bestowed with the honour. India's Minister for Social Justice and Empowerment, Dr. Virendra Kumar, unveiled 16 transformative initiatives aimed at enriching the lives of persons with disabilities. The International Day of Persons with Disabilities is observed on 3rd December, with this year's theme being Amplifying the Leadership of Persons with Disabilities for an Inclusive and Sustainable Future. Accessible India campaign launched by the Indian government under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 3rd December 2015 completes 9 years. India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar addressed the lower house of Parliament, that's the Lok Sabha, on India-China relations on Tuesday. He said, without peace at the borders, the ties cannot move forward. In the ongoing winter session of India's Parliament, the upper house, that's the Rajya Sabha, passed the Oil Fields Regulation and Development Amendment Bill 2024. Minister of Civil Aviation Kinjarapu Ram Mohan Naidu moved the Bharatiya Vayuyan Vidhayak 2024 bill in the upper house, that's the Rajya Sabha, which has been adjourned for the day. The Banking Laws Amendment Bill 2024, moved by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, was taken up for discussion in the Lok Sabha. The members of Parliament paid floral tributes to the country's first President, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, on his birth anniversary at the Central Hall of Parliament House on Tuesday. India's Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar inaugurated the centenary pillar at the ICAR CIRCOT in Mumbai on the Centenary Foundation Day. On day 2 of the CII Partnership Summit in New Delhi, India's G20 Sherpa Amitabh Kant addressed a session on development through South-South collaboration. India to celebrate Navy Day on Wednesday. India's President Draupadi Murmu will witness the operational demonstration by the Indian Navy. Ahead of the Navy Day celebrations, India's Chief of Defence Staff, along with the 3 service chiefs, laid a wreath at the National War Memorial in New Delhi on Tuesday. One terrorist was killed in an operation in Srinagar's Dachigam forest on Tuesday and has been identified as Junaid Ahmed Bhatt, who was involved in several terror attacks. At close, the Sensex was up 597.67 points or 0.74% at 80,845.75. Nifty was up 181.1 points or 0.75% at 24,457.15. The Indian rupee ended flat at 84.69 per dollar on Tuesday versus Monday's close of 84.7. The United States launched its third crackdown in 3 years on China's semiconductor industry, curbing exports to 140 companies, including chip equipment maker Naval Technology Group. The International Monetary Fund voted to approve the immediate disbursement of around $360 million to help support Ghana's economy days before Ghanaians head to the polls to pick their next president. The IMF, in a statement announcing the board's approval, said that Ghana's performance under the program has been generally satisfactory and reform efforts are paying off. A judge in the United States, Kathleen McCormick, has upheld the decision to deny Tesla CEO Elon Musk a multi-billion-dollar pay package despite shareholders voting to restore the compensation deal. Britain's cybersecurity chief warned of a rise in hostile activity in the country's cyberspace, with the number of incidents handled by officials rising by 16% in 2024 compared to a year before. Oil prices nudged higher on Tuesday but remained within a narrow trading range as traders awaited the outcome of an OPEC Plus meeting later this week. Sri Lanka has hinted that the country's public sector workforce will face significant downsizing in coming years. The U.S. State Department has approved the potential sale of equipment and follow-on support for MH-60R Seahawk helicopters to India for an estimated cost of $1.17 billion. Israel and Hezbollah exchanged strikes as Israeli military attacked dozens of Hezbollah targets in Lebanon after Hezbollah targeting an Israeli military position earlier in the day. Israel's military on Monday said that an American-born Israeli soldier believed to have been taken hostage during the Hamas 7th October attacks last year had in fact been killed during the attacks, and his body had been held in Gaza ever since. US President-elect Donald Trump said on Monday there would be hell to pay in West Asia if hostages held in the Gaza were not released prior to his 20th January inauguration. Syrian rebels gained more control around Aleppo. The UN said on Monday that at least 48,500 people have been displaced across Syria. In an interview with a local Iranian TV channel, Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian said on Monday that Iran will do whatever it can to create security and peace for the territorial integrity of all countries, without specifying which country he was referring to. NATO foreign ministers meet in Brussels on Tuesday to discuss Ukraine's membership of the alliance and the West Asia crisis. The United States on Monday announced a new $725 million military aid package for Ukraine that includes anti-personnel landmines, Stinger missiles, counter-drone systems, and artillery ammunition. Russia's President Vladimir Putin and his Belarusian counterpart Alexander Lukashenko will sign a landmark security pact on Friday that reflects global geopolitical changes. US President Joe Biden is in Angola in his first and only visit to sub-Saharan Africa as the country's president. The trip is seen as a bid to counter increased Chinese investment in the region. US President-elect Donald Trump to attend the reopening of the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris on Saturday. Notre Dame Cathedral to reopen for public after 5 years after a fire. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken held a meeting with the chairperson of the External Relations Committee of the Communist Party of Vietnam, Le Hoai Trung, and hailed the strength of ties between the two nations. About 1,500 migrants in southern Mexico went ahead with their journey to the U.S. on Monday. Their greatest concern is that the border will be closed next year when Donald Trump takes office. The government of French Prime Minister Michel Barnier is facing collapse after right and left-wing parties have promised to put forward a no-confidence vote against it amid a budget dispute. France's President Emmanuel Macron met Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in Riyadh during a three-day state visit that's focused on strengthening diplomatic and economic ties. Georgia's Prime Minister Irakli Kobakhidze on Monday ruled out the possibility of talks between the government and the opposition, which has boycotted the parliament and backed street protests. Police used water cannons on protesters who gathered in Tbilisi for the fifth consecutive night on Monday to rally against the government's decision to suspend talks on joining the European Union. Romania's Constitutional Court on Monday validated the result in the country's presidential election, a runoff vote to be held on the 8th of December. Ireland's general election concluded late Monday after 3 days of vote counting. The incumbent centre-right parties Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael set to retain power following a coalition expected to take place in coming weeks. Advocate Regan Acharya was seriously injured in Bangladesh court premises while seeking the bail hearing of Hindu monk Chinmoy Krishnadas Brahmachari on Tuesday. The court deferred the petition for a month till 2nd January. Time for a very short break. Keep watching DD India.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked, we just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News. A thin layer of smog engulfed several parts of the national capital on Tuesday as the air quality in the city remained in the poor category. Heavy rainfall from the Fenjal cyclone has inundated numerous regions in Tamil Nadu, flooding the 2-kilometer stretch of Chennai-Puducherry East Coast Road in Villupuram. In Karnataka, roads were damaged and temporarily blocked in Mangaluru due to heavy rainfall in the region. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin conducted a review meeting with concerned ministers on the flood situation in various districts. The Machil sector in Kupwara district of Jammu and Kashmir received fresh snowfall, further enhancing the picturesque beauty of the region. In western New York City, a small town, Fredonia, is experiencing a community-driven cleanup effort after over 2 feet of snow blanketed the village over the weekend. As climate change continues to be a significant problem worldwide, the hearing at the International Court of Justice is aimed at setting legal guidelines for how countries should protect the planet against climate change. As per the European Union's Copernicus Climate Change Service, last year in 2023, the world registered a shocking record of 1.48 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial level. This year is expected to reach above 1.55 degrees Celsius on average. In Malaysia, residents in the town of Trumpat returned to submerged homes and shops on Monday as one of the worst floods in decades began receding in some areas in the Southeast Asian nation. The Malaysian Meteorological Department forecast a wind convergence in the worsted states of Kelantan and Terengganu from December 3 to 4, bringing thunderstorms and heavy rains. Hundreds of Catholic devotees climbed Guatemala's volcano Volcan de Agua in a procession to return the statue of Christ of the Heights to its chapel in the volcano's crater. In Guatemala, every year, locals from neighboring communities visit the chapel where the Christ of the Heights statue has stood for 48 years, seeking rain, bountiful harvests, and help with personal troubles. US First Lady Jill Biden unveiled the White House's holiday decorations under the theme A Season of Peace and Light, inviting National Guard families as the first guests to experience this festive display. The festive display includes a towering Christmas tree surrounded by an amusement park-style carousel, brass-colored bells and sleigh bells lining a hallway, and a ceiling design that mimics snowfall. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer switched on the annual Christmas tree lights outside 10 Downing Street, his first since becoming the country's Prime Minister. Starmer, along with his wife Victoria, were greeted by a choir outside their 10 Downing Street residence. In Vietnam, the 10th Dalat Flower Festival is a cultural and tourism festival of Lam Dong province organized to promote the image of culture, people and tourism of Dalat, Lam Dong to domestic and foreign tourists. Promoting the advantages of soil, climate, production, business traditions and the sentiment of flower growers and flower lovers, Dalat affirms itself as the largest flower production center in the country, from output, quality to variety. A winter festival said to date back more than 900 years has been held in a community in the mountains of Japan's northeastern prefecture of Fukushima. The festival is designated by the Japanese government as an important intangible folk cultural property. About 300 people dressed in white gathered at a field in the district and took part in a ceremony to mark the start of the winter festival. Motorsports enthusiasts gathered in the eastern Libyan city as part of the Benghazi BMW Youth Club Festival, a large gathering for car and motorcycle lovers. The director of the Libya Stars Motorcycle Club said nearly 1,500 to 2,000 people attended this year's edition, coming from cities across Libya and beyond. Paris's Notre Dame Cathedral will reopen its doors next week to tourists and the Catholic faithful, 5.5 years after a fire gutted the Gothic masterpiece, one of the French capital's most beloved and visited monuments. For booksellers like Albert Abbott, the Notre Dame Cathedral was a next-door neighbor, a protective presence whose popularity brought a stream of tourists along the riverbank. Musician and couple Rihanna and ASAP Rocky brought their star power to the annual Fashion Awards at London's Royal Albert Hall. During the glitzy gala, US designer, filmmaker and businessperson Tom Ford was honoured with this year's Outstanding Achievement Award for his body of work. Musicians Joe Jonas and Rita Ora and actors Selma Blair, Daisy Ridley and Jodie Turner-Smith were among the celebrities attending the annual Fashion Awards at London's Royal Albert Hall. PETA supporters stormed the red carpet at the Fashion Awards at the Royal Albert Hall to urge the industry to swear off using feathers. Emmy-winning actress Kerry Washington received the 2007 96th star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Kerry Washington will next be seen in true life World War II drama The 688, directed by Perry, which will stream on Netflix on 20th December. Indian superstar Amir Khan was in London on Monday to promote his awards season hopeful Lost Ladies, India's 2024 Oscar submission. At the event, Amir Khan said the movie Lost Ladies had a story which tackles issues which actually are universal, irrespective of different parts of the world. Indian filmmaker Payal Kapadia's film All We Imagine as Light has won the Best International Feature Award at the 2024 Gotham Awards in New York City. The much-awaited Pushpa 2 The Rule has set the stage for a spectacular release, judging by its impressive first-day advance booking collections. The film has generated massive buzz and anticipation across India. Bandish Bandits, a series that became a fan favorite, is all set to return with an all-new season, promising a mix of drama, music and rivalry. Former Australia wicketkeeper batter Adam Gilchrist backs out-of-form Marnus Labuschagne to regain form in the second test against India at Adelaide. New Zealand and England on Tuesday were fined 15% of their match fee and 3 World Test Championship points each for maintaining a slow over rate during the Christchurch Test. Tom Kohler Cadmore plundered an unbeaten 21-ball 56, while Nicholas Pooran smashed 28 of just 10 to hand Deccan Gladiators their second Abu Dhabi T10 title in 3 years with an 8-wicket win over Morrisville Samp Army in the final. Gujarat batter Urvil Patel continued his blitzkrieg in the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, hitting another quick-fire century of just 36 balls against Uttarakhand in Indore on Tuesday. A baggy green test cap worn by Australian great Don Bradman sold for $250,000 at auction on Tuesday. Bradman wore the cap during India's 1947-48 tour. India beat Australia 8-6 in its final Group 1 match of the ITTF Mixed Team World Cup in Chengdu, China on Tuesday, but failed to qualify for the knockout stage. Australian Davis Cup champion Neil Fraser has passed away at the age of 91. He won the Davis Cup 4 times and also clinched singles, doubles and mixed doubles titles at a Grand Slam. Carlos Alcaraz and Taylor Fritz have been confirmed for the 8th edition of the Laver Cup, which is scheduled to be held in San Francisco in September of 2025. The Davis Cup's final 8 stage will be held in Italy from 2025 to 2027, with next year's edition taking place in Bologna City, Italy, won the Davis Cup in 2024. Cricket Australia has announced that Todd Greenberg has been appointed as the new Chief Executive Officer. He'll take the reins from Nick Hockey in March 2025. Manchester United are unbeaten in their first 3 games under Ruben Amorim, but the Portuguese faces the first real test of his managerial skills against Arsenal on Wednesday. Defending champion Manchester United have been drawn away to record 14-time winners Arsenal in the FA Cup third round. Ruud van Nistelrooy was disappointed to leave Manchester United after his successful spell as interim coach came to an end. India has secured its 3rd medal at the 10th Asia Pacific Deaf Games 2024 in Malaysia. On the second day of the event, the Indian deaf chess team clinched a bronze medal in the rapid mixed team category, led by Captain Vivek Vatpade. And India will host first ever Women's T20 World Cup for Blind in 2025. Pakistan will play its share of matches in either Nepal or Sri Lanka after a hybrid model for the event was finalized. And with that, it's a wrap on Express News. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.